What is going on, folks? Once again, it is Mr. Soul Lover Man 50 to the 4. So, coming at you live. So, today, folks, we are going to be talking about your story matters. Yes, your story matters. And I think one of the main things with that is that we don't give ourselves enough credit for stuff. Uh, here I don't know how credit works around the world, but I know here in the states that especially if you're on a certain income level, your credit has to be over this or over that. Maybe 800 perfect credit, whatever, and that credit gets you loans and different stuff, whatever. So but with that said, we just don't give ourselves enough credit. That's the that's the one of the main things of it, man. We don't, hey, what is going on, man? How are you this morning? So this morning again, we are talking about you know, your story matters. And in that, I'm just saying that we don't we don't give ourselves credit, man. We don't, because sometimes the roars of the crowd as you get a little older, um the roars of the crowd and sharing. So the roars of the crowd as you get a little older may dim as you're going along your path, and until you maybe figure out what it is that you want to do, or that you're trying to do, or that you're going to do, or what you're supposed to be doing, you may just hear silence, and you may just necessarily hear your own voice. And sometimes times that, sometimes you can't let temporary positions and situations set the standard of the journey of your life. So you can't let um, temporary times and situations set the standard of your life, because you're going to be stuck there, and you're going to be stuck there for a while. And you don't want that. You don't want to be going around and around and around and in circles and with these cycles trying to learn the lesson you probably should have learned on day one. That's the main thing. Sometimes people will look at you and like, what's wrong with you? What's going on? You're just trying to, you're just trying to figure something out, or you're just trying to, figure out your next step. Maybe where you are just isn't it. You're just not happy. But going back to say that, you matter in it, and that, that that your story matters, and that you have a voice, and people are ready to necessarily hear your story. And sometimes, you have to push yourself out there, to be seen, to be heard, to go out there and get what you want, to maneuver around these this shark infested society, because we are going in deeper waters, man. That's, ladies and gentlemen, that's what it is. That's the, you've been purposely positioned to go out and do um, the purpose and the greater things in your life. I know sometimes, you're like, well, I don't see it. I know we get frustrated, and sometimes you just have to sit with yourself, and you have to sit with yourself. You have to sit by yourself. So is it okay to go out? Is it okay to go out and catch a movie or eat, by yourself? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. You don't. Sometimes the best company in the world is going to be your own company. Honestly, but don't don't get stuck inside your head, or try not to get stuck inside your head with the anxiety of, oh, I mean, yeah, you have to think it through, but don't get into that, oh, woe is me. um like if when people say, if you start to doubt whatever it is, where you are, where you're trying to go, then you've naturally already lost. Like if you start um if you start to question it, if you start to question it, if you start to question it too much, if you start to psych yourself out, knowing that in this life that you're going to be your greatest opponent, because once you get up and once you um you know hey, what's going on? Yeah, so once you get up, once you start moving, you know you see it. So you see it clearly. You do, because you start to go higher, you start to grow higher. The you know the people that there are people out there that are really rooting for you silently. You don't hear them because you don't know them. It's going to be the strangers that are going to come in, support your business, that are going to root for you, that are going to you know watch you every day, whatever it is that you're doing or trying to do out here. It's the survivor in you with no remorse. It's the survivor in you with no quit. It's the ideal that um you're putting in. It's the ideal that you're putting inside yourself, that it is it is now and forever. I don't like to say now or never. I like to say now and forever, because you're doing it now, and that is the forever is your legacy. The forever is the thing that you're putting out there. So know that you have to know that your story matters. Everything that you've been through, every lesson, every letdown, every triumph. Um, if you tried or you didn't try, everything that you've been through is important. That's the main thing. Everything that you are going through now. Should I start this? Why, yes, you should. Should I send out this email to this person, asking about their podcast? Should I start my own podcast? Yeah. Should I invest in this? Um, should I think about changing my career, because I just don't have any fulfillment in what I'm doing? If something is pushing you, or if you keep having this thought about it, then yeah, you should. You should do that. Because ultimately where you want to go, and ultimately the opportunity that's going to bring, for yourself in your situation. Because that's the setting of the mind. Just like the hey, what's going on, man? Just like the sun sets, just like the sun sets, the sun rises, the moon. You see the moon at night, you see the stars, you see you see darkness at night. But the important thing is that your voice matters, and there are times that your voice is going to be a little shaky, it's going to be a little afraid. We have things that we are great at doing out here, and there are new things that you're going to learn, and the new things that you're going to learn are going to be purposeful to help you to maneuver even more through the crowd. How many of us like to, who doesn't want to be like the VIP, to go to the airport, to go straight through security, and to sit in first class? I mean, like, I would love to do that, because when the plane lands, everybody, they say, stay in your seat until the plane lands, and we take the fasten seatbelt signs off, and then you can get up, and then start moving, and the plane lands. Everybody's in a rush to get up, to get out of the plane. and there's no emergency, there's no anything. So don't be in a panic state with everybody else that's rushing to go nowhere fast. Most of them people probably going to the same destination, I don't know why they're, but somebody told me a long time ago that you're never in a hurry. And especially if you get up now and prepare yourself for it, then, you know, what are you rushing for? Time moves as it moves on this side of the, on this side of the reality. We have 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week, 30, 31 days in a month, 12 days out of the year, 365, on and on and on. So, what are those people, in these are the same people that were sitting down by you on the plane. They were calm in, but as soon as the plane lands, they're in a hurry. Everybody feels like they right. That's how I feel it. Somebody said, I let God order my steps and not man. Yeah, I agree with that. But if you don't believe in, anything spiritual or however you want to slice that cake, then at least have a mindset or be diligent enough to to just to manage your time. And I think like with the working nature of it, people have I was listen there was a young going to the gym this morning. There was a young lady talking, and she was like, the kids and the husband and myself, how do I manage time and how do I get some kind of normalcy going on? And the lady who she was on the radio, she was trying to give her some kind of advice. She was trying to, because everybody's situation is going to be different. I never understood why folks clap and then elbow each other to get up. That is true. People are in a hurry, man. Oh my goodness, they are in a hurry to jump off that plane, and maybe they're excited that the plane landed safely. I don't know. I don't. Sometimes they say it's safer to ride on the plane, fly on the plane, than it is to drive on the interstate. Now I agree with that. I live in a big city, the so-called concrete jungle, and the accidents out here every day. So you never know what's on somebody's mind when they jump behind the wheel of of an automobile. So, but yeah, but it's the writing is going to be on the wall for a lot of people. So really and truly, man, pay attention to those signs because it's going to be there for you because you're going to know what it is that you need to do, moving forward, because sometimes you think you're like, God send us somebody, send me a sign of and sometimes I'll drive, like if I'm on a road trip, I'll see a big neon sign, you're closer than what you imagine. And that's your sign. You will look at the sign and some people will, it'll go right over their head. And maybe they'll think about it a week or two later, and they'll be like, you know what, man, I remember the sign I saw when I was driving on the interstate, and it's like you're closer, and here I am. You've applied for the job, you're on the interview, um, you've for the job, you got the interview, you've already got it, you get the paperwork is done, you go in there, and you're working it, and you did something today that the future you is going to be like, oh man, I am so glad that I did that. Like seriously, it's going to be like, man, I am so glad I just I am so glad I took the time to do whatever it is in the now to help me to prepare for it. Like doing down until January, until New Year's and all of that stuff. And I mean, I get it, but It's just dare to be different, dare to be great, dare to be you. Don't underestimate the gifts that you have been given, because these are the things that are going to help to open up your path. And people are going to look at you and say, like, man, you are so incredible at what you do. Never, never be undersold, man. Never be undersold. Don't think that you can't get out here and do something. If you need to put on some blinders and move forward with it, do that. Because it matters what you do. You matter. That's the thing. It's matter is in the state of it. Matter is solid. So when you hit something, you're hitting it hard. And if your will is it says in the Bible, let thy will be done. So if you're gonna hit it hard, you're gonna hit it hard. Like if you wanna, so if like I want to get in shape. Nobody's calling me in the morning and say, hey, Damon, get up, let's go work out. Cause I know if I don't get up at before a certain time, I'm not gonna go, because I like to, my energy is like, I have a lot of energy in the morning. So I like to get stuff done early. I'm just, one of those people. And I just kind of casually go through the day taking care of what I need to handle. And that's me. What is going on? Miss Transform through the storm tarot. So yeah, so this this journey, life is is important. And just to always say that, that you are important, and you are, don't be in, it's like that movie, The Silence of the Lambs. Don't be silent. Don't let you know don't don't stay. Okay, so the meaning behind that is, don't be quiet and don't stay in a situation that you know is going to bring you turmoil and utter chaos in your life, and that's going to continue to kick you in the mouth and kick you, and kick you in the face, and not give you the credit that you deserve. So today is the day. Today is the day, folks. You need to stir up that gift. You need to reach, you need to reach out. You need to do something for you that's going to, help to transform. There you go. You have to do something for yourself that's going to transform you through your storm. Whatever your storm is. I'm not, I'm not sure. I mean, everybody is going through something a little different. It could be something traumatic that you've been through, some kind of addiction that you have. Um, the important thing is that, we have grown in 2 years time. Like, I feel, um I feel wiser than I was in 2019. I do. um and even though I have the things that I struggle with personally, but still, I have to get up, and I gotta move, because if I don't, then, you know it's just all for nothing, and it's not gonna happen. It don't just fall out of this. It doesn't fall out of the sky like the rain. um that's the main thing. But yeah, but it's important, and it's very imperative that, um some of you, your mindset is changing. Your mindset has changed. And keep that going, man. Keep that fire burning. Like, seriously, keep that fire burning. Like, what is the what is the point that something good happened and you got you have the fire burning. You're like, okay, I'm warming up, and you got the little embers, and then it starts. It's a big flame, and then you, for whatever reason, let it burn out. And then you're like, then you got to start all over again, man. So mm, like I told myself, like I took this class for something, and I'm like, if I don't use it, what is the point? I heard Barry White, the singer, the balladeer, Mr. Deep Voice himself, say that you can do whatever it is that are setting your mind to, but you just gotta get up, and that you have to do it. He said there's a lot of people that went to college and they're not using their whatever it is that their degree. I know a lot of people like that. A lot of people went to school for different things and ended up doing other stuff. I'm one of them. I went to there you go. The last year has transformed through the storm. Says the last year has been amazing for growth and development in the spiritual realm for me. My mindset is evolving. Marcy H. Mindset is evolving. Just keep my vibrations high. Okay, so the main thing in that is the shift in keeping the high vibration within that, within your story, keeping the fire burning, in a sense, using your power, using the power that you have to to keep things smooth. It's staying out of staying out of your mind, and telling yourself that it's not going to happen, knowing that it is going to happen, know that it's happening now, that it's in the air, it's in the ether, it's in your soul, it's your vibe. It's like, man, like my homeboy said, like, man, he works this job, and he says, this is the last. He said, "This is the last season I'm gonna be at this place." He said, "There's only a few more episodes of Derek, and then that's it, man. The season finale is coming up." And for a lot of you, the season finale is coming. A lot of us, the season finale coming up for this year. As we, as we move forward to, as we move forward to to better and greater things. So that perception, man, that, like, I went to college and got a psychology degree, and it's kind of along the lines of what I'm doing. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and you're more, like you work, within the spiritual, and you work with people's mindsets. So you're fitted to do that better than the average person who may be just doing spiritual, and because some people need more, some people need more help as far as life. They may have these mental blockages. Like I said, they may have gone through something traumatic. So, like, you can naturally sit down with them, and to the core, and help them to break through these things. So there's like so many things that you can do with that. Because you have an amazing way of you have an amazing way of seeing things. She said, she said she felt that to the core. Yeah, so you have just an amazing way of seeing things, and meeting people right where they are. It's important for us to it's important for us to understand our skill set, moving forward, and knowing that the time is now, and a lot of the stuff we're going to be doing for the rest of our lives is going to keep evolving. That's the beautiful thing about it. So it's not that you're going to be doing the and some of it may be repetition, but that's good. That just means that you're going to be the best at it that you can possibly be. So to me, that's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. So and the shifts within that are going to help you to become more amazing. They're going to help you to be on bigger stages moving forward. Because we are the field that's going to help to transition all of these things moving forward. And I mean, me personally, I cannot wait. And I'm going to continue to prepare for that. And yeah, but always keep in mind that your story is important. I would go to work, and people would get praised because of who they knew, not because of who they were. And I would just sit back, and it was like people were like happy to see them. And and by me, I just go there, and I always said that one thing with jobs is that when I would work them, it was like, well, if I stop doing this today or tomorrow, this information is a lot of this information is going to become useless, which it did. And a lot of those people that asked me how much the X percentage that I kept in touch with from those jobs, zero. Ask me if I am better now than when I was there. Yep. Because I can't put a price on my peace of mind. That's what these companies don't get. It's like people want something different, man. You want to just, well, hey, here's the schedule, take it or leave it. It's like, man, I'll leave it. I'm good. And that's what a lot of people are deciding. And personally, I'm happy for them. And personally, that's going to continue to happen. So so there it is, man. Because people are so caught up. One thing I'm happy about is that I can see beyond the titles of people. And even if they're a doctor or whatever, that's cool. But and not to overlook what they've not to overlook what they've become in their life. That's great if you're a doctor and you're really out here helping people. If you're a psychologist, whatever, or a medical doctor, man, if you're really helping people, man, that's great. I know the medical field is really under fire right now. I've worked in the medical field, and I don't like what they do. I'm just saying that sometimes people, they get these high degrees and they think they're God, and that's just not the case. Because I can literally see them now in their little fishbowl, and just kind of swimming around. And I know that at one point, in society, we looked at doctors as the greatest of the whatever, because, maybe early 90s, we didn't have the technology and all of that stuff. But now that we do, we can, who can't sit down and read a book? Maybe, it wasn't meant for you to do what they're doing, but, you have some intelligence, and, you can come to a greater understanding of what it is. And if you can become a greater understanding of what it is, you can have a greater understanding of what it is that's going on in your life. So that's mainly the important thing. Like yesterday, man, it was, did it rain yesterday? I don't remember, but yesterday was just like, one of those days, man. I just wasn't feeling it. I was just kind of, lounging around. But today I had more energy. I tried to go live, but it just wasn't happening, like for real. So you have to, you you better than anybody else. No matter what you may sit down with your manager. Let's say the manager's name is Todd, and let's say Todd is giving you an evaluation. Todd is saying, oh, okay, well, for you've been here so many months, you're good at this, you're good at that, blah blah blah. But that may be just for the job. They don't know your skill set away from that job. Or you're not even trying to apply that skill set to that job. Maybe you speak different languages. I'm not sure. Maybe like mistransform through the storm. You can understand people through their mannerisms, through their mindsets, body language. But they're not paying you to apply that stuff. Seriously. If I spoke a different language and they were like, "Hey, could you translate for this?" I'm like, "Well, nah, because y'all aren't, seriously, y'all aren't paying me for that." Now if y'all want to sit down and talk about that, uh, then cool. But nah, I'm good. That's it's in the job. It's not in my job description, man. Reading the fine print, moving forward in life is really going to help you. She said, as I matured, I learned titles mean little to nothing. It takes a team on all levels to make everything run sufficiently. Yeah, and a lot of times people get swallowed up in that and in those cycles, and you go to you go to work, and I don't say work a lot because I live in one of those cities where it's a working class town, and people like go to work, go home, they go to work, they go home, they go to work, they go home. And that's they may get out on Saturday, chill on Sunday, back to the grind. That's what it is out here. So it's a little boring for me, but it's how it goes sometimes. Like they lied to us, y'all, with this adulthood thing. We have been swindled, man. When I was a kid, I was like, oh, I cannot wait to grow up and blah, 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 blah. Man, if I could go back and so I said, if you could go back and do it all over again, would you? Yes. Like, let me be a kid again, man, and just, no worries. Like, I didn't have I know some people had traumatic childhoods. I didn't have one of those. Like, my childhood was actually pretty good. It was fun, and that's why the kid in me now, I work at these places and I am bored out of my skull. Lord knows I am. So I have to figure out different avenues. I'm good with that, man. I'm cool in a gang on that one. I don't mind doing that, seriously. And if you're one of those people that need help with that, hey, inbox me or come in, book a session or something. I'd be more than happy to sit down and talk with you. But man, it's but the I once you sit down, you'll get some of the most brilliant ideas, for yourself. And oftentimes these things are not meant to be shared. You know, like if I go on a certain app, they'll say, well, hey, come and share your story, this is a safe space. When it is not a safe space, somebody, they'll have a room and it'll be like, well, hey, come in and share your ideas. And I'm like, nah, I'm good on that, because some of these ideas I haven't even put into action yet. So or some of these ideas, you give somebody else an idea, they take it and run with it. And like, when I was younger, I may have ideas for this and that. Like, man, somebody stole my idea. Just because you didn't, whatever it was, maybe you just didn't act on it, or whatever, whatever. But what you can act on is, the story, man, the story of your life. That's important. That is the thing. That is one of the things that is going to help to set you up, for your greatness. And a lot of people are going to wonder, because they knew this person or they knew that person. Well, how did you get in? Because I had to do this and that, and blah blah blah, and you just, I don't know, you just met one person and they opened the door for you and got you on the list. So now you're hanging out in the hottest club in town, and you can go into the VIP section and get your bottles and, just hang out with the VIP people that are important in that club, and, and XYZ. And people are going to wonder, well, how in the world were you able to do this? How in the world were you able to do this? When everybody's been sitting out there for months and they can't get they can't get into the club, like, for nothing. Like, they've tried to bribe people, you know even the prettiest women could that doesn't work anymore. So it's like, man, like, yeah, moving in silence and creating and ending you desire, leave them where they're at, because they not choosing. That is true, man. That is true. So cool. We got a guest. Let's see who this is. Oh, let's see. Yeah, man. So, so just believing in yourself, believing in your purpose, man. I'm telling you. What's going on, sir? How you doing?
What's good, my brother? How you doing today?
I'm good, man. I tried to go on Clubhouse, but it's just not working for me. Clubhouse is like, it's so triggering, man. Oh my goodness. Some rooms I can do, but most of them, nah, I'm good. So I'm gonna just continue to hang over here. Because I know this app is new and it's still growing, and it's gonna get there. So
Yeah, most definitely. I saw your topic, man. What made you have this conversation today? Your story matters.
I always try to come up with a topic. Don't I ask God, I ask my ancestors for help and insight on these things, and that's what popped in. And because a lot of times people don't tell you that you matter, that your stories, that people, and for me personally, I had to figure that out through the things that I went through in my life, speaking engagements and just being on the stage with different people, just to say that that you matter, that your story matters, that people want to hear, they want to know about you, and they want to know maybe somebody's out there in a dating field, and they're feeling lonely, and they're like, well, maybe I'm just not anybody's type. Yes, you are. You just need to change, maybe your perspective. Maybe you just need to get out of your own way, maybe get out of your city. So I mean, there are just different ways that you can look at it. But if you don't, if nobody else says it, but you don't naturally tell yourself that you matter or your story matters, then that you're never going to believe it. You're never going to end up where you purposely need to be. So that's kind of the gist of why I came up with the with the title for the day.
That's what's up. That's crazy you said that because as I was listening when I came in the room, I was listening to you talking about having VIP access and I share a little bit of my story uh, with your listeners. I actually tried to commit suicide later on some train tracks. Got hit by a freight train. It took out my left arm, and I was able to walk away from the situation. I walked about a half a mile away. Um, with the help of a good Samaritan, I was able to get to the hospital. Um, and I say that because, like, a lot of times when I go out, I predicate myself as as a cultivator for creators. Basically, if we had to give myself a job title, I'm a local talent manager. I'm a local talent manager. I don't just deal with music artists. I deal with models, DJs. I deal with everybody because of the simple fact that I understand the landscape of the game that is the entertainment industry. I study to a very, very broad scale and understand how you can be able to maneuver through that space. I really haven't had the type of client, the ideal client that I desire, but I enjoy genuinely helping creators build their own ecosystem. I'm under the understanding that creators are not just a celebrity; they're a business. They're not just a brand; they're a business. And how you brand yourself matters. Um, and that's very interesting because, like, when I first started this journey, I was homeless. I was living in a whole another different city, slipped in a porta potty. When I started really having my mental breakdown working for the government, I was big headed, so I feel like I was making the money, and I wasn't humbled enough to like go get a small little apartment. I wanted something else that I could call my own, and I ain't really moved properly. But because of that, it put me in a position where my ex girlfriend's best friend, she had a boyfriend who was a DJ, gave me huge opportunity, and I just kind of like, but he was helping me out, and I just kind of wanted to help him, so I became his assistant. And through that, I was able to meet people, networking. They taught me some things. They taught me some game, put me in different positions to be behind the scenes in some of the biggest concerts that fall through that city, which is Austin, Texas. And now I'm in the place where I'm meeting people I never thought I would just literally meet, or just hanging back, sitting in the space where I'm just, and I was just doing something small by assisting somebody. So when I came back to my
Okay, I think he should come back because I had the I had the timer set on the Wisdom app for like 5 minutes, but I hope he comes back up. But yeah, that's amazing what he said, man. Let me see. Yeah, okay, there we go. He's back. Yeah, it's an amazing story, man.
I don't know where I don't know what the last thing y'all heard. I think
Yeah, yeah. You said that you were in a place where you were like you said somebody gave you an opportunity. You were like behind the scenes at some concerts. You were meeting people.
yeah, and like people just started taking a genuine liking to me. So I literally was like, okay, cool. Let me figure out. This is a place that I always wanted to be. Let me figure out what this looks like. So I moved back to my hometown city, Dallas, Texas, with the understanding of like, okay, I got a landscape, I got names that I can use, I got this, that, and the third, and I started building out, my network connections in my own city. So before I went back to Austin, Texas, because that's where I feel like I would really make a market. And what I recognize is that now that I'm handicapped, I get a different type of level of access, and people don't know that I put in ground real work before I even got handicapped. Some people know my story of what happened to me, but they don't give me access for that. They give me the access because I was genuinely consistent with them. When I first started, I was going to these events. I was going to talk to them. I was shaking hands, making names, doing certain things, and I kept consistently growing. I kept putting their information out there, kept promoting for them. I kept doing those things from a genuine place of love. So now when they see me, it's an automatic, oh, you good. It's a always, oh, don't worry about this, you good. And I don't mind pain. That's the crazy part. I don't mind paying, and I always make sure that they know, hey, you ain't got to give to me this time, bro. Or like, nah, I wanna feed into your business. I wanna do this, that, and the third, and they appreciate it so much that anytime I just show up, they just give me whatever it is that I need. I be sitting, I go to a bar, it'd be a whole table. They know somebody gonna sit down. Like they be like, hey, they ain't here, sit down. And I be sitting at a whole booth, and people be looking at me like I'm crazy, and they thinking they giving it to me because I'm handicapped. No, I put in work for this. You know what I'm saying? I put in real work for this kind of level of access to have people to do these types of things, and they not just giving it to me for that. So like, yeah, I agree with you. Your story and what you do does matter. And only people who really need to know will be report people who want to know. I predicate myself on being in the background. I want to be the person that only the important people know me. And if you don't, hey, that's okay. I'm not just gonna go back and forth with you on who I am. You don't know, it's not meant for you to know.
Right, like I said, you don't know, you don't need to know. Yeah, that was one of my main things, man. I'll be honest, like consistency, because like I would meet people and like different things like that, but I would just like I wasn't consistent enough to be where I need to be. But moving forward from here on out, I am going to, I said I'm going to use my voice more. I'm going to, I had a podcast last year. I was meeting all kind of celebrities, but for whatever reason, I stopped doing that. I just, I was focused on some other things, but it was just, it's just interesting when you actually believe in you that when you put your that you when you put yourself in or when you're placed in certain situations that you'll start meeting everybody that you need to meet. So that is true, man. Like if when people say when you go certain places you will meet everybody that you need to meet. So I agree with that 100%. And your story is amazing. How talking about the suicide and the train tracks uh and that's so, man, there's so much more to it than that like if you look into it spiritually with the with the with the train tracks and the being tied down wanting to indulge and the power of the train, the local, the locomo the motion of the motion of the train, and then you being in position. It's man, it is a dude, that is an amazing story. But glad that you
I
came
appreciate
up
it,
though.
man.
Yeah, glad that you came up. Yeah, I'm you said you know what? I'm when I wrap this up, I'm going to are you gonna be on Clubhouse today?
Yeah, I should be, man. I'm physically sitting down right now. Just hit me up. Just hit me a
Yeah,
message.
I'm gonna reach out to you. We're gonna talk about some stuff. I'm gonna reach out to you.
Almost definitely.
Yeah, that was Mr. G from Clubhouse. But yeah, man. But see, folks, your story matters, man. It really matters. That like what is that song by 50 Cent? Many Men. He said, "Many men wish death upon me, blood in my eyes. They won't see, but they can't take my life away." And this man was shot 9 times, so he knows what he's talking about. And look where he is now. He went from rapper to mogul to all of the amazing stuff. I would love to have a conversation with him, man. Probably gonna happen in the near future. I think he's out here in my city, and I don't want to say in this city. I don't like to claim the city because I am not originally from here, and I just no, I can't do that to myself. But anyway, yeah, man. But I just look, man. Eye on the prize, eye of the tiger. Um, don't talk yourself out of the positions that you're about to be in, a position that you are in now. If I tell the transformation is going to be this, and this is if you could hear my voice, this is for everybody on here. I'm banging this water like I'm a judge in a courtroom, but look, we're gonna get some order in this spiritual court today because the transition is going to be abundantly clear. I am going to say that for the people on the other side of the room, the transition is going to be abundantly clear. The keyword, the two keywords are transition, transformation, and abundantly clear. So whatever it is you're doing, you need to keep doing it and don't stop. You know, and please don't let anybody talk you out of what it is that you're doing, man, because you know you're your everything is right now is depending on there are people out there depending on you that don't even know you. Like isn't that interesting when you hear that, when you hear people saying that, and I'm not I well, I'm from the church. Yes, I do believe in God and angels and and all that, but that's me. That's what I believe in. You believe in what you believe in. That's cool. We can sure we can meet in the middle and have a conversation. But I know that the transition and the transformation is going to be abundantly clear. You need to keep continuing to pay attention to these signs. If you're seeing these numbers, 111, 222, 333, these area codes, um, you can look them up. These life spiritual numbers, angel numbers, whatever it is that you want to call. I see them every day on a dime. I see from 333, 555. I see my birthday. Maybe I'm giving out too much information, but I'm just telling you. But you're seeing these numbers. It is important that you write. Well, I'll screenshot it on the phone or write them down, look them up. It's probably something in those messages that you need to sit down and meditate with. The life path expectancy for you was growing. I know that they said that you were supposed to be out of here at a certain time. I don't know who I'm talking to, but you are the miracle walking, because you need you, somebody else needs you, and you need to continue to walk that path because there is growth. There's growth around you. There are people that are going to be sent that are going to help you. So help yourself and continue to walk the path, man. That's the thing. But if you are on, so I'm on YouTube and I am on the Wisdom app. You're on the Wisdom app. Please follow me on YouTube and please follow me on Instagram as well. And check out all my spiritual services. Just go to my my Linktree page. There you go. So yeah, and follow me on this Wisdom app. Because I'm going to continue to do these talks and all of that good stuff. So, but yeah, man. But that is my time for today. I want to thank you guys so much for listening in. Everybody on the Wisdom app, everybody on everybody on YouTube. There's so many of these social media apps. Sometimes I get lost in the transition and trying to remember all of these names, Instagram and this and that, and maybe in the future there'll just be one like a one-stop shop app for everything. Like seriously, man, like for real, I think it's needed where you can just send everything out at the same time, go live, talk on this, and you're only gonna need one device. Wouldn't that be beautiful? But alrighty, folks. Yeah, but folks on the map, please follow me on all things social media. My links are on my bio, and you guys on YouTube, if this is your first time watching me, go to my link tree at the bottom, and y'all know what to do. But all right, folks, as always, Mr. Sullivan Man 504. As always, I'm out this. Peace. Peace.